Alright guys, I just finished watching the Apple event, as I'm sure many of you have as well, and while there wasn't anything groundbreaking there, and as expected a very heavy reliance on Apple Intelligence, which has yet to actually materialize, there were definitely a few upgrades worth talking about, so let's ramble.
Hold up, things go wild when I pull up. They all on me like a once.
So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. I was hoping for some more substantial upgrades. There is no new Apple Watch Ultra, at least not really. We finally got upgraded AirPods Max, but apart from some new colors and USB-C, not much else. And I would definitely say this year's iPhone upgrade cycle is another incremental one, especially for the Pro models. That's not to say that there aren't any new cool features at all. There are some, but if you were expecting a new design or very significant upgrades, this is not the year. The most meaningful upgrades in my opinion can be found in the Apple Watch 10 and the new AirPods 4, which will come in two different versions. Starting off with the Apple Watch 10, that did get a pretty significant redesign with a rounder look both on the case and the screen, a new polished aluminum finish in the colors jet black, rose gold, and silver. And it got the largest display ever, 46mm, which is 30% larger than the previous model and even slightly larger than the Apple Watch Ultra. Apple also introduced a wide-angle display, which basically means the watch is brighter when it's viewed from an angle, so it's easier to see. The screen is also more efficient with a refresh rate of once a second instead of once a minute, even in idle mode. There's also a new edition for you fancy pants out there, the polished titanium version, which is the successor to the stainless steel version. However, at a price of $749, I really think it would make much more sense to just go for the Apple Watch Ultra. The Apple Watch 10 is the thinnest Apple Watch ever, 10% thinner than the previous model. The new metal back should improve some of the performance, such as charging. The Apple Watch will now charge to 80% in just half an hour. One notable feature is the fact that we can now play media through the Apple Watch speakers, which means you don't need AirPods to listen to music or watch a video. Now, personally, I'm not that keen on listening to music on such tiny speakers, but I can see how it might come in handy in a pinch, and I know for a fact that this is a much requested feature by some of you guys in my comment section. The Apple Watch 10 will be rocking the new S10 chip inside with a 4-core neural engine and a new neural network that should also help with noise suppression on calls. The Translate app is coming to the Apple Watch, which I can really see being super useful, and there are some cool new health features. Probably the most important one is this new ability to identify sleep apnea, and it does that through measuring breathing disturbances. Now, sleep apnea is a very common health problem that often remains undiagnosed, but it can cause a lot of pretty serious health problems. I've seen it in my family, so if it works as advertised, this really is a super useful new health feature. There will also be a depth sensor and a water temperature sensor and a Tides app for you water fanatics. Starts at $399 for the smaller model, and for an additional $30 you can get 4 more inches. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, moving on to the Apple Watch Ultra, I gotta say I'm pretty disappointed. I really hoped for an Apple Watch Ultra 3, especially since I skipped last year's model. Alas, no new hardware, just a new black grade 5 titanium finish. It does come with a new matching Milanese loop, which admittedly looks pretty dope. Is it worthy of an upgrade from the Apple Watch Ultra 1? Probably not, but I know a good few of you guys will be interested in this new color, so I will be reviewing it on the channel once it comes in on the 20th of this month. Now, the AirPods did actually get some pretty meaningful changes. There will be 2 models. The base model will get a refined design, which according to Apple will fit more ears better. The regular AirPods don't have those tips, which means it's a one-size-fits-all design, so it's not so easy to make that fit all ears. The AirPods come with the H2 chip, which means a significant improvement in sound. They will have spatial audio, voice isolation, and you can now answer or reject calls by nodding your head. The charging case gets a refresh too. It is the smallest ever portable case for AirPods, but still delivering 30 hours of battery life. And of course, it will have USB-C. The second model of the AirPods 4 will cost $50 more at $179, but that will buy you some additional features such as transparency mode, adaptive audio, and conversation awareness, which previously were reserved for the Pro models only. The case will charge wirelessly as well, and it will have a speaker to help with the Find My feature. Now, as mentioned earlier, the AirPods Max did not get a substantial upgrade, which is a bit of a bummer, but they do get USB-C and some fresh new colors. The The AirPods Pro are still just the AirPods Pro, no Model 3 just yet, but there are some pretty cool new health features coming, such as hearing protection and a built-in hearing test which will help assess your hearing profile, which can then be applied across all listening modes. Now, the announcement most people were excited for was of course the new iPhones, but there are no massive upgrades this year either. Now guys, if you're planning on getting one of the new iPhones, definitely check out our sponsor ESR. They've been making some really solid stuff these past couple of years, and even if you decide to hang on to your current iPhone for another year, a new case is always a great way to make your iPhone feel fresh and new again. ESR dropped 3 different cases for the new iPhone lineup: the classic hybrid case, the cloud soft case, and the cyber tough case. All 3 of them are rocking what ESR calls the stash stand, which is probably my favorite feature on these cases. It is just so convenient to be able to prop up your phone in different ways. The design is actually pretty genius because it's actually the camera protector that folds out, meaning the MagSafe ring stays available for other accessories and chargers. Speaking of MagSafe, the back of these cases is ultra thin yet durable, only 1.6 millimeters, but the MagSafe ring offers super fast charging speeds, up to 30 minutes faster than comparable cases from other brands. The classic hybrid case gives that classic look, a very sleek design, but still very robust. If comfort is more important to you and you need something that is really comfortable to hold, the cloud soft case might be more your jam. It's crafted from premium liquid silicone, which provides that extra soft touch, but what's cool about it is that it won't be a lint magnet like most silicone cases because of the pre-applied anti-static spray. The Cyber Tough case is for you rugged people out there. This case is all about maximizing protection, which you can see from the design. It is built like a tank. While the entire collection is carefully tested to make sure it exceeds military-grade protection standards, the Cyber Tough case definitely leads the pack with a 3-layer design that can handle drops from up to 23 feet. Now, regardless of your choice of case, a screen protector is always a good idea, and ESR's Armorite cases are not only extremely strong, I mean these things can withstand 110 pounds of pressure, they are also the easiest to apply out of all the screen protectors I've tried so far. With their ultra fit tray, it is literally a matter of just dropping the phone in the tray and pulling the tab. Doesn't get much easier than that. If you want to try one of these out for yourself, there will be links in the description below. Right, back to the video. Apple Intelligence was touted as the main new feature, but as we all know, none of that is available just yet, and it will only start rolling out in beta from next month onwards. Some rumors suggest that core features might not become available until as late as next year, and it's not even clear which regions will get what and when. For example, it is highly likely that Europe will get most features much later than the US, which is probably down to differences in regulations, but anyway. The most obvious new feature on the iPhones is the new camera button, and that will be available across the board, and that's pretty good news. So if you're planning on getting the regular iPhone 16 or the Plus model, you will not have to miss out on the new camera button, aka camera control. I have to admit, it looks like a very useful new addition, and as a content creator, I'm sure I'll be using it all the time. It's not just a simple button either, it will have a tactile click, haptic feedback, and capacitive touch, bringing several finger slide features to the button as well. And since these features are software based, they will be highly customizable, which I think will be super useful, and I hope the button will be equally useful in third-party camera apps like the Blackmagic app. Of course, the new iPhone 16 comes with a new chip as well, and Apple decided to skip a generation, going straight from the A16 to the A18 Bionic, which comes with a raft of improvements such as a 16-core neural engine, which will be necessary to run the AI generative models, a 6-core CPU, 2 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, and a 40% faster GPU. Now, once Apple AI does actually become available, there will be some cool new features in combination with that camera control, such as the ability to point the phone camera at an object to get context-based information, which Apple calls visual intelligence. As usual, the camera gets some upgrades. The new iPhone comes with a 48 megapixel fusion camera, which combines the pixel density with computational photography to get the best results, and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera with autofocus and 2.6 times more light capture. It will also have the ability to shoot spatial capture for both videos and photos, so you can view those recordings in spatial format on the Apple Vision Pro. The A18 chip will make gamers happy as well, because combined with the better thermals in the iPhone 16, it will provide higher frame rates and better ray tracing, supporting even those AAA games that used to be exclusive only to the Pro models. Apple also claims a boost in battery life, but they didn't tell us how much. The iPhone 16 starts at $799 for the regular model and $899 for the iPhone 16 Plus. Now the Pro models got some useful upgrades as well, but again, a lot of it will be contingent on Apple Intelligence. The display on the Pro models will be 6.3 and 6.9 inches respectively, making them the largest ever iPhone displays. Both models will come in a grade 5 titanium body and a darker black color, a whiter white color, natural titanium, and the new desert titanium, which to me personally looks an awful lot like the gold color. Again, Apple claims the best battery life ever on a Pro model, but won't tell us how much better. Both models come with a new A18 Pro chip, which is built on a 3nm process, 16-core neural engine, 6-core GPU, which will run games faster and better, and the CPU that is 15% faster than the A17 Pro, making it the fastest chip in any smartphone. Of course, as stated by Apple. The camera gets some upgrades as well, a 48 megapixel fusion camera with zero shutter lag, and that's pretty cool. 48 megapixel ultra wide camera with autofocus, which should also be great for macro photography, and it will get new creative adjustment options as well. iPhone videographers will be happy as well because the Pro models will be able to shoot in 4K 120 for that buttery smooth super slow motion, and doing all that in Dolby Vision, ProRes and log to external devices is pretty amazing, to be honest. The audio is improved as well with 4 studio quality mics, providing a lower noise floor for cleaner audio, as well as spatial capture, which means you can listen to your video in spatial audio on your Airpods or your Apple Vision Pro, or even at your home theater. And that is pretty dope. Apple also showed a pretty cool new feature coming to the Voice Memo app, whereby you can now layer tracks. It was just not entirely clear to me whether this is an exclusive to the Pro models. The Pro models start at $99 for the Pro and $1199 for the big boy. And I think it's worth mentioning that Apple will drop some new iPhone cases that will feature sapphire crystal coupled to a conductive layer to communicate finger movements to the camera control rather than just having a cutout, which I've seen on some of the new third-party cases. So guys, in conclusion, not a huge upgrade cycle this year, and if you're coming from an iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max, it's gonna be a very hard sell unless you're a hardcore gamer or an iPhone camera fanatic. I will be reviewing the new Pro models, of course, the AirPods Max as well, both AirPods 4 models, and I will be checking out the new black Apple Watch Ultra here on the channel as well, so definitely tune back in for those reviews. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please give the video a like. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.